The Grotmas calendar, day 6, dreaming of a silver Grotmas. Yes, that's right, it's the new Necron Detachment, and it's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, here we go, exciting times we've got. The Christmas new Necron Detachment. Of course, there were some leaks yesterday regarding this detachment. However, we've got the official rules now. We're going to have a look at them. I'm looking at them for the first time live on this camera, so hit the like button and let's do it. Okay, let's open up this post here, see what they've got to say. The Necrons have thrown open the vaults for Grotmas, and the Starshatter Arsenal is lumbering out. Cool picture of the Necrons. An enormous array of arcane mechanical treasures are stored in the grand armories of the Necron dynasties. That's a weird space there. Some nobles prefer to wage mobile warfare using imperious anti-grav war barqueus, looming mechanical walkers, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, we don't really care about this. Right, okay, let's get this detachment rules open. Okay, come on, where are you? Where's the download? Download, let me download it. Aha, right. Okay, Dark Angels, no. Necrons, here we go. Okay, let's enlarge this up. Okay, let's have a look. Detachment rule, relentless onslaught. Each time a Necrons model from your army makes an attack that targets a unit within range of one or more objective markers, add 1 to the hit roll. In addition, ranged weapons equipped by Necron vehicles and Necron mounted models, excluding Titanic, from your army have the assault ability. So 2 really good detachment rules there. I mean, obviously +1 to hit with units on objectives is fantastic. I mean, anything that boosts the hit roll, and Necrons generally hit on 3s, so you're going to be hitting on 2s, and then if your opponent has obviously -1 to hit, it's going to counter that. Obviously only when they're on an objective, but it's still a good rule. But not only that, of course, yeah, mounted and vehicle units will get the assault ability, and that means of course that we can move and still shoot with a lot of our units, especially the units which have good guns. Mounted, of course, spring to mind straight away. The Locust Destroyers, Locust Heavy Destroyers, and of course we've got Tomb Blades which are mounted as well. And then Necron vehicles, we've got a lot of Necron vehicles, obviously not Titanic, so not the Monolith, etc. But we've got some really good vehicles which can make good use of this detachment rule. Obviously the Doomsday Ark is probably the standout one, but I'm thinking the Canoptic Tomb Spiders. The Canoptic Spiders, of course, are vehicles now. So yeah, they can make use of this special rule with their guns. Assault weapons, really useful. Looking at the enhancements, next we've got Dread Majesty, which is an aura, 30 points. An Overlord or Catacomb Command Barge, of course, a vehicle, another useful unit to have in your army. While a friendly Necrons unit, excluding Titanic, is within 6 inches of the bearer, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, re-roll a hit roll of a 1 and re-roll a wound roll of a 1. That's very nice indeed. Obviously Overlords, I mean, we're using those probably at the moment, but the Command Barge, maybe we haven't been using. This could be really useful for this particular unit. Re-roll of 1s to hit and wound, bearing in mind if you're shooting at a unit which is on an objective, you're +1 to hit as well. I think it's going to make the Command Barge much more useful in this new detachment. We have Miniaturized Nebula Scope, 15 points. Necrons model only, ranged weapons equipped by models in the bearer's unit have the Ignores Cover ability. That's really useful maybe for Immortals or Warriors with that Gauss weapon, just making your AP a little bit more prominent and useful. We then have Demanding Leader, 10 points. Necrons model only. In your movement phase, select one friendly Necrons vehicle or Necrons mounted unit, excluding Titanic. We guess it, no Titanic, within 6 inches of the bearer. Until the start of your next command phase, that unit is eligible to shoot in the turn in which it fell back. Awesome. I mean, that is really, really useful. And obviously you could have a Locust Lord, put that onto him, maybe have a big unit of Locust Destroyers, and then, yeah, you've got fall back and shoot. Really cool. We then have Chrono Impedance Field, 25 points. Necrons model only. In your command phase, select one friendly Necrons vehicle or mounted unit, excluding Titanic, within 6 inches of the bearer. Until the start of the next command phase, Necrons model only. In your command phase, select one friendly Necrons vehicle or mounted unit that's not Titanic, within 6 inches of the bearer. Until the start of your next command phase, each time an attack is allocated to a model in that unit, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack. Okay, -1 damage, it's 25 points, but potentially it could be useful. I think we're going to have to do some thinking and work out which one of these enhancements is worth the points. Probably is some standout ones maybe compared to some of the others, but all pretty useful. Right, now we come on to the stratagems. So the first one, Merciless Reclamation, 1 CP. I always like to see 1 CP strats. In your shooting phase or your fight phase, one Necrons unit, excluding Titanic, from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, if the target of that attack is within range of one or more objective markers, add 1 to the wound roll. Again, very useful if you're trying to clear units off objectives, either by shooting or by assault. And obviously that doubles up with the +1 to hit when shooting, if you've got a vehicle or mounted unit. And then you've got this as well. So yeah, really, really cool. I like that. We then have Unyielding Forms. This is done in your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. One Necron's vehicle or mounted, excluding Titanic, from your army that was selected as the target of one or more of the attacks. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets a model in your unit, if the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the toughness characteristic of the attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. That's a really useful stratagem under the right circumstances. Next we have Chrono Shift. Looks like all of these are 1 CP, which I'm really liking. This one's done in your movements phase. One Necron vehicle or mounted unit, excluding Titanic, from your army that has not been selected to move this phase. Until the end of the phase, if your unit advances, do not make an advance roll for it. Instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 inches to the move characteristic models in your unit. Could be pretty useful. So you do this in the movement phase. So this will be done after you selected your cards. So if you need to really get into a position to score a secondary objective, potentially primary objective, then obviously you can use this stratagem. 1 CP, you get to automatically advance 6 inches to make sure that you get those points. Right, so now we've got Dimensional Tunnel, which is done again in your movement phase. Necron's vehicle or mounted unit. I think we've got a theme here. Until the end of the phase, models in your unit can move horizontally through models and terrain features. Okay, interesting one. Then got Endless Servitude, end of your fight phase. One Necron's unit, excluding Titanic. So, okay, so this is any Necron's unit, excluding Titanic. So not just vehicles and mounted. From your army that is within range of one or more of the objective markers you control. So you have to be on an objective marker. Your unit's reanimation protocols activate. end the fight phase. Okay, that's a really nice stratagem. I'm liking these stratagems. They're fun and they're useful as well. Okay, and the last one, reactive repositions. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has shot one Necrons unit from your army, excluding Titanic. Your unit can make a normal move up to d6 inches or up to 6 inches instead if it's mounted or a vehicle unit. So again, any Necrons unit, but not Titanic, can use this. And if you are mounted or a vehicle, you can make a normal move up to 6 inches. And this is done after your opponent has just shot you. That's really nice. You get shot and then 1 CP, you can move d6 inches if you're not mounted or a vehicle, 6 inches if you are. That is really nice. What a cool detachment that is. I'm really liking it. I'm loving the fact that it's dedicated to vehicles and mounted. I think that's really, really cool. I can understand why they haven't included Titanic, of course, for obvious reasons. That's a pretty powerful detachment. I think potentially the best detachment that's been released so far out of all the Christmas detachments, and certainly a detachment that I'm going to be using. I'm assuming this is an official detachment which we can use from now onwards. I'm assuming this is tournament legal, for example. If it is, and I'm assuming it is, then yeah, this could be a game changer for Necrons. We will see. Let me know what you think of the detachment in the description below. I'm going to make an army list. I'm going to play this detachment as soon as I can on the channel. In the meantime, here is a playlist featuring all of my other 10th edition Necron battle reports.